everyone, Heidi here from Rain Country. God is good all the time. The next topic I wanted to go over was about the benefits of barley. So last week I was talking about my favorite grains that I like to stock up on for making breads, and barley is one of them. And I thought, this would be a good one because I'm talking about how barley and wheat, barley does have gluten in it. I should say that right off the top, but they both have their own benefits. They're going to have a little bit different types of nutrients in them, or amounts of the different nutrients. And this is another reason why I like blending the two. Now, before I get into the benefits of barley, I will say I have made barley bread before with just barley, no wheat. And personally, it was okay, but I didn't like it as much as the blend of the hard white wheat with the barley. They just seem to complement each other just perfectly for bread making, or anything else for that matter, making pie crusts or biscuits and whatnot, because barley is the softer grain and hard white wheat is obviously the harder grain. So let me read off some of the nutrients you're going to find in barley if you're thinking about introducing another type of grain to your diet. And then we'll talk about some of the uses. To me, barley has a little bit more, not that you can't use wheat all the same way, but barley is just its own kind of unique thing. It is rich in nutrients, and it's going to have fiber and protein, potassium, magnesium, and manganese, phosphorus, selenium, zinc. And back to the selenium in particular, that means it's going to be very good for thyroid health. Anything that's got a good amount of selenium in it, like your Brazil nuts and your egg yolks, excellent to help with low functioning thyroid. Well, it's good for your thyroid health all the way around, even if it's Hashimoto's or hyperthyroidism. It's just very nourishing to your thyroid gland. I don't know if I said amino acids, but then you have just a lot of antioxidants in there, and you have your vitamins A, E, K, and a whole bunch of your B vitamins. I didn't even list them all off because I would say it's a good source of a B complex, your barley. Starts with a B too. As far as the health benefits, barley is good at helping to reduce hunger and thus contributing to weight loss or just weight management. It is also good at improving your digestion. It can prevent gallstones and thus prevent having to have gallbladder surgery. It can help to lower cholesterol if you have, even though I believe that both LDL and HDL are good cholesterols, our body needs both to function properly. We can get things out of balance. So eating the right foods can help bring it all into balance. You don't have to go on a medication to balance it out. You just got to eat the right foods. It also can help reduce the risk of heart disease, protect against diabetes. I thought this was really cool, especially when you consider the fact that, and that's because a lot of the nutrients that are in there, when, we think diabetes, or you're going to have carbs, and carbs are the enemy to all things. Barley can be helpful for diabetes. And so I believe in the video I did a couple of years ago, maybe, on herbs and foods to help with diabetes. It seems I remember that barley was one of those. So if you're diabetic and you're looking for a good grain, a good carb to add, go with the barley. You may have to cut out white rice, but barley could be a good substitute. Personally, there's certain rice dishes I wouldn't want to substitute barley, for the rice. But if that's what you have to do, it can work. And it can be a very good option. It can also help prevent colon cancer. That would be due to the high fiber content. It can protect against stroke. So it's good for your brain health too. It's beneficial to your skin health. And I'm talking about internally, not about necessarily making a mask out of it, though I'm sure you could, cook it up and make a mask. That'd be kind of interesting. But anyway, yes, good for your skin health, especially for aging skin. Now, this is something I hadn't heard of before. Maybe some of you have, but it was called baker's asthma. I guess it's called baker's asthma because it's something that bakers tend to have an issue with. I'm assuming this is professional bakers, probably because maybe they're breathing in a lot of stuff they shouldn't be breathing in, or flowers flying. I mean, if they're in my kitchen, they'd probably be getting, when I'm making my bread and stuff, they'd probably be getting baker's asthma if that's the case. Flour goes everywhere. Oh, I'm better than I used to be. But anyway, so it can help prevent baker's asthma. So I thought that was interesting. So using barley can help with that. I would assume it's not just about the breathing the barley in, but as far as like just eating the barley can help prevent that, which I think was an interesting thing. It also can help boost immunity and beneficial during pregnancy to not only add more nutrients, but also to help ease morning sickness. And in that case, how it'd be used would be, you'd be making like a barley water. Now, I'm not really sure. They didn't say, the site I was reading this on didn't say how you do it. I don't know if it would be like cooking the barley and then maybe blending it up in the water, or if it'd just be simply soaking barley in water and then having the water basically be infused by the barley. And by the way, I'm talking specifically about hulled barley. So there's two types of barley. There's the hulled, that you can buy, and then there's the pearled. And until this, I didn't know what the difference was. Well, hulled barley means you're just removing that outer hull, just that. But pearled barley takes a little bit farther and is taking off the outer layer of the barley. Well, if you do that, I mean, both can have similar, nutrients and benefits, but by going with pearled, you're taking off a little bit more of what could be some of those great nutrients that your body really needs. So I would say the hulls are, from what I read, pretty much inedible. They're probably too tough, is my guess. Like buckwheat, maybe. You can eat buckwheat hulls, but I'm guessing it's probably because they're tough on the barley. I don't know. I've never bought barley that wasn't hulled. But anyway, let's talk a little bit about some uses, and maybe some people can add in some more ideas on uses in comments. Obviously, using the barley flour for making breads, cookies, anything that you're going to use flour in, you could use your barley flour. Just remember that barley flour on its own can be a little heavier and drier. It is good to mix it with some other types of flours. But whole, you can use it, you can cook it up, you can use it in soups. One of my favorite soups Mom used to get when I was a kid, my favorite canned soups, because Mom didn't make a whole lot of soup. She did a lot of stuff Mom did was from a can or a box. But beef barley soup. And I always forget about this. I have made beef barley soup, but I'm like, why do I always forget about the barley? Because as a kid, I loved beef barley. It was one of my very favorite soups. It just adds a nice flavor and texture to your soups, but you could also use it for making stuffings. Now, I have often made wild rice stuffings, but I've decided the next time I do do my regular stuffing for my turkey or chicken, I'm going to do half of the wild rice and half barley and try that, because I think that would be really, really good. Barley bread was a poor man. Yeah, exactly. Bread during biblical times provided a lot of nutrition. Right. I seen that on another, I think it was another AI video, if I remember correctly, but it was months ago. But it was talking about medieval times, and barley was the main crop that was used just by poor people. It was easy to grow. I think it grows a lot and matures faster than wheat. But yeah, it talked about how it tended to be, the bread would be heavier, more dense using the barley. So yeah, soup, stuffings, breads, or even cooked just as is, cook it up and use it as a hot cereal. I can see that for certain. I mean, a lot of times when I have, or even a cold cereal for that matter, because a lot of times when I have leftover white rice from something I've made, Patrick will eat the rest of it in the morning with some milk and cinnamon sugar. He loves it. So yeah, so if you're watching this in replay or you're watching the version of, that I make of this separately, please put your thoughts and ideas in the comments below the video on the whole, barley, how you use it, what are some different ways you incorporate it, whether it be whole or ground, whatever, into your diet, and has it helped you with any of these things I listed, or maybe something else that I didn't come across. And I think that the more we learn about the different foods that even the foods that we like and already grow, maybe learn more about those and how they can help us in various things. Because sometimes we grow foods or we buy different things, like me buying the barley because we like it, or we like the way it makes our bread taste or whatever. And sometimes don't stop and think. We know, okay, this is healthier because it's natural, but we don't take the time to stop. I say we because this is me, unless I'm shooting a video and I'm like, oh, here's a good idea. And this is one of the great things about me doing these kind of videos is they force me to look into this stuff and learn more about it. And then I start thinking, oh, I need to try this for this, that, or the other thing. And then, you can figure out how these things can benefit yourself or your family and decide whether or not it's something you want to grow or grow more of or incorporate more of into your regular diet in various different ways, which is also why having the different ways that you can use things and different ideas is very helpful. Thank you, everyone. Hope you have a great weekend or a great rest of your week whenever you're watching this. And thanks for watching. Take care and God bless.